Gonna do introductions.
You,
Penguin?
Rickney?
Okay. Hello everyone. I assume we're live. Are we live? Yes. Testing. Mic one. Mic one.
Mic 1, Mic 2, we're live.
Cool. Hello everyone. I'm MaD Arachne. I'm joined by MaD Penguin, MaD. Well, actually not MaD, but Rob.
Well, I'm not casting.
He's not casting, but he's hosting the stream, so just giving a shout out to him. What we have here is the fourth player for the Futterwacken Tourney. It's the first Mad Hatters tournament. This is sponsored by Riot for those who are interested, and we're gonna have to see what happens here. But first off, let's just go to Mad Penguin to have a say hi. Say hi to the people, Penguin.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for being the main caster tonight, Rickney. It's always good when I don't have so much pressure.
Yeah, always good. Sorry, just sending a quick message. So, yeah, I don't know if you watched the finals. The finals are linked through on the Mad Hatter's main YouTube channel. This VOD will probably be up there as well. But the finals were held on Friday with Reversal Crit versus Enemy Killing Spree. And if you want to know the spoiler of that, well, you'll just have to wait. But just something there that I said there is, sadly, I've just been really busy with life, so I don't know too much about these teams. Besides that, this is the fourth, so clearly they've all lost at least once. This is a best of one, and it'll be very interesting to see what everyone brings to the party. Penguin, I don't know if you know anything about these teams?
I have got just about as much knowledge as what you have right now. Picks and bans a little bit interesting though, if we have a look at those. You know, blue team obviously banning Wukong, Zed and Vi, and purple banning Leona, Darius and Morgana.
Okay, so we've got the blue team, who's just first picked Thresh. Their team name is That Time at Bandcamp, and red side is Mad Kings. Thank you very much to our streamer for pointing that out. Let's looking at the bans. I think you just went through them. Hey, Wukong, Zed,
Yeah.
Vi, Leona, Darius, Morgana. Very support heavy on the one side, very jungler heavy on the other. We've got the first pick Thresh with Ignite for now, Luna Meow, and a Malphite picked with Smite, but he could be a top laner or even a mid laner. On the other hand, we've got Elise and Nami with Exhaust, which is a bit of a repeat of the final with Thresh, Ignite, Nami, Exhaust.
Yeah. Very interesting now to see the pick here for Korean LB. I'm not going to say his full name, that is just far too lengthy.
Korean LeBlanc.
Yeah, it's still very
Picks
lengthy.
Vayne. Okay,
Yeah.
so now, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Vayne spotting, but I almost wonder if we should keep up a count. I mean, with a name like Korean LeBlanc, he's definitely going to be diving every which way. For some reason, I think I saw Korean LeBlanc in a local game the other day, in a custom game, but whatever. But yeah, sorry, we've got Vayne picked, and we've got Caitlyn on the other side so far. Caitlyn is going to be able to outrange Vayne and do some decent damage to her in laning phase, but we'll just have to see how that goes.
Yeah, obviously with the Caitlyn Nami, which we'll assume is going to go bot lane, you know, both of them have the ability to poke quite a bit. So I do feel that, you know, in terms of the early game, if they'll be able to abuse the range of Caitlyn and the ability to heal as well poke with Nami, though they might have a little bit of the upper hand in the early game, but you know, you can't take anything away from a Thresh and Vi bot lane as well.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. Nami and Caitlyn are definitely got the harass edge there with the Tidecaller's Blessing, if I'm not mistaken, and the can't remember what it's called, the Peacemaker. Her Caitlyn's Q definitely does some nice harass. Thresh and Vayne are more of we want to farm, but if you are out of position, we will punish you.
Yeah.
Hilt over Peacemaker. Yes, and we've got Jarvan being picked up. He is, I suppose he's going to go top lane because Elise is definitely a jungle champion, so no flex pick there. However, he could go mid still, so that is something to be aware of. Though I'm not quite sure if Mad Kings are going to go that fringe meta. We've got Nara being picked up by Gilly and Azir being picked up by Blade Trainer, and we've got That One Time at Bandcamp going for the late game comp with Vayne and Azir and Gnar, and Malphite as initiation with Thresh follow-up.
Yeah, I must agree. The blue side have got a very, very late game comp You know, if Vayne can pick up a really good farm, she's a huge hyper carry in late game. You know, Gnar becomes incredibly tanky as well when he goes into Mega Gnar. Azir as well, using his ultimate, can really, you know, how can I say, he can really dictate team fights really well, as you know, using his abilities he can move around quite well as well. So very much blue team have got a very strong late game, you know, with the engage of Malphite, and you know the follow-ups with Thresh with his Q, you know, his death sentence, and then his ultimate as well.
The box, yes.
The
Always
box.
fear what's in the box. Or in this case, you never want to be in it.
Yeah, very
And
much so.
we've got a Nivea being picked up on the other side. Both the mid laners running Ignite right now. Let's see if there's any swapping. I don't think there will be, because everyone seems to be running the summoners they want. I'm not quite sure if a Nivea wants Ignite, and I'm pretty sure Azir definitely doesn't want Ignite. So it's going to be very interesting to see how often they will be using those summoner spells. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I don't think there's any timer restriction like there is in the LCS on when they can swap, but again, it's looking like J4 top and Nivea mid, and Gnar top and Azir mid. I think that the mid game power spike definitely goes through to the purple team. Nivea can sort of do some good damage mid game, especially with her Q, which is Flash Frost, and her E, just with the way it works there. Oh, we've got a teleport coming in on Nivea. I prefer that. For those of you who don't know, a nice little trick: if you teleport as you die, as the egg, because only CC stops it, you'll carry on teleporting while in the egg form. So if you're not stunned or snared in that time while the egg, you will in fact teleport out as egg Nivea. So the more you know, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, a very interesting tip there. If you do play Anivia, I can personally say I have not played much Anivia. I haven't watched really enough Anivia, nor have I actually played against enough Anivia to know, you know, too much about the hero itself. But you know, it's going to be very interesting to see the mid lane matchup between Azir and Anivia then.
Yeah, it's actually it's a very strong zoning champion. It's not very much in the meta right now. It is very strong at zoning, but then at the same time, if you're stunned or if you're stunned, your ultimate stops channeling. It's a channel spell, but you are able to move around while it's casting. It's only if you're stunned. If you're slowed or snared, the ulti remains on, if I'm not mistaken, but it's only while stunned that it turns off. So in terms of zoning the enemy team, well, if Thresh lands a death sentence, I think the ultimate stays on, if I'm not mistaken, but if a Malphite lands a unstoppable force, or a Gnar lands a Mega Gnar or Wallop, there's going to be a bit of trouble in actually keeping the zone up to stop the Thresh, the Vayne, and the Azir coming in to do lots of damage while everyone's CC'd. So there is that. On the other hand, we've also got Nami, who's also got a nice AoE disengage, or engage if you're using it that way, and her bubble, and in fact, Tidal Wave is great follow-up for a Elite Cocoon, as well as Jarvan's Cataclysm and Anivia's Q, which again I think is Frostfire. I'm just going to have to double check that in the game.
Always remembering the names of abilities can be a very tricky thing. I just prefer to use it, you know, it's a much more well-known term, which is QWER.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah, obviously, you're more than welcome to learn those. I have tried, doesn't always succeed with me. I just, you know, far too used to being lazy, I guess.
yeah, no, it's definitely not something I'm up to date on for all 100+ champions, but some of them, such as Caitlyn, Piltover Peacemaker, Yordle Snaptrap, 90 Caliber Net, and Ace in the Hole. You know, those I know. Nami I also play quite a bit of, so I am aware of those, though I can't think of the E right now offhand. Actually, that's Tidecaulder's Blessing, so I don't know what the W is then. So yeah, I mean, it's just a case of just trying to, you know, just make it a little bit more professional, which is what I'm trying, because, as again, I'm just going to emphasize this, neither myself or Penguin are being paid to do this, or at least I'm not. If Penguin is, he can not mention that, because I don't want to get jelly. Other than that, we have other things we try to do. We have other ways we get enjoyment. We're doing this purely out of fun and for I suppose the love of hearing our own voices. So if we do make some minor mistakes, just bear with us. We are trying our best, and we understand that we're not Freak or Rivington the Third, Jat, Deficio, or I don't know who everyone else you want to mention.
Yeah, no. The only thing we're doing now is being paid in kind. We're doing this just purely out of the fact that we enjoy casting. It's something that's becoming a little bit more known in South Africa. A lot more people are embracing it, and yeah, I'm doing it because as much as I don't play too much League, I enjoy watching it. A lot more now. So.
Okay, well, it looks like there's just some load screen problems here. Now, we will get in about 3 minutes after they've actually loaded. So we had to wait for them to get into the game for the 3 minutes. Now we've got waiting for them to load. There's still 2 people missing. But when the final two load in, I would like your opinion, Penguin, on which team has the better skins and which team has the better summoner icons. As I said, we're missing, so maybe if you want to give your first impressions and when the others join, we can maybe change. But I don't know. Let's change it up a bit.
Oh, there we go. We can see them all fight without a skin and a zero without a skin.
Yeah,
Shame on them.
So are you judging skins based on numbers?
No. Not entirely. No.
Oh wait,
Alright.
we're in.
All right. Summoner icons definitely go to blue. I'm just putting it at the blue team. I really like their summoner icons. They look really awesome. Headhunter Caitlyn, Earth the Nami T, Blood Moon Elise. I will definitely give one aside. Icons definitely blue. Skin wise, definitely red team, purple team, however you want to refer to them. MaD Kings
on the red, and that one time at Bandcamp, an American Pie reference on the blue side. Okay, and just to give everyone a heads up on how we're actually going to be casting, we are casting off directed camera. I know there was some trouble with it the other day. We have a pause for Anivia to load in, more likely than not. It looks like Black Frost Anivia, which is quite a nice skin. But there was some trouble with directed camera the other day where it didn't seem to be focusing entirely right on where the action should be, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But because we're not actually all sitting in front of the same screen in a studio, with people massaging our shoulders and probably giving us, I don't know, manicures and pedicures while we're sitting watching, we're just going to be using directed camera to see what happens. So if we do miss something, forgive us. It's not really our fault because our hands are somewhat tied. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't become an issue, but just a heads up. We kind of need one of those NBC banners, the more you know.
Yeah, we definitely do. Oh, there we go. It just seems like Anivia at this point has reconnected.
I almost spilled my water over my keyboard.
Yeah, so that everybody again knows our host for the stream, he's going to be leaving it on directed camera, and we hope that it actually just does keep in touch with all the action and everything. Alright, and here we go. We're starting up. Nothing really interesting or starting items. Nothing really special. Looking at where teams are heading, nobody seems to be going for any of those early invades. I think people are just going to be throwing down, some vision, just try to find out where the enemy team is, who's going where. So yeah, nothing very interesting going on here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
You can just see a few pings coming down, just for people that have picked up, some sort of vision on the other individual heroes. So yeah, nothing really to talk about at the beginning here.
Okay. I just realized. Okay. So let's see. What do we've got up? We've got the Big Spear versus the Mighty Rock. We've got a mid lane who's going to be testing who turns chicken first. So by the sound of it, Azir was actually having a bit of a heads up there. Actually, sorry, what I'm saying, Malphite's jungle. My bad. Malphite is jungle, so he has. I think it's been a while since I've seen a Malphite jungle, and I can't say I have too much experience with him. I think I've played him once or twice jungle. In fact, I think I've played him once or twice full stop. It's just not been something that I've had too much experience with. I think he's got quite a slow clear speed. With his passive, it does help, and they are giving him a very hard pull there in the bot lane. Just to see what happens there. It might end up hurting, but at the same time, MaD Kings is giving a very hard pull as well. Something that Elise doesn't need because of his spiderlings and just the way she clears. Now, Elise has a very fast clear speed. Malphite's got a very slow one. Malphite generally wants to hit level 6 before ganging. Elise has better map pressure with her Repel and Cocoon earlier on. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that pays out. I don't know if Penguin, if you actually know enough about, if you want to comment on the matchups. You spoke a little bit about bot lane. What do you think is going to happen in top and mid? I've talked about the jungle now.
Yeah, top lane with the Jarvan and the Gnar. I think very much we might just see a little bit of poke coming in with Jarvan's spear as well as Gnar's just a little boomerang. So I also think that matchup is probably just going to be farm up, because both will probably want to become some form of tanky. For the late game, obviously with Jarvan's engage and all. So yeah, I think that will just be a little bit of a slower, just farm out, harass every now and again, but nothing too much there. Mid lane will be very interesting though with the Azir and Anivia, because I know both have got, quite a considerable poke and everything. So I do feel that Azir might have a stronger matchup on top. You see Gnar going into Mega Gnar here, just harassing a little bit more onto Jarvan.
Yeah. Jarvan, what's happening there is Gnar's actually trying to push the lane up so Jarvan can't, which is actually going to enable gangs by Elise if she wants to take advantage of that. She being Elise the champion. I don't know the genders of the players, so we'll be referring to their genders if I do by their champion. So yeah, we've got that, and I do agree with you. Azir versus Anivia will be interesting. At levels, Azir doesn't actually do really well against heavy wave clear, and Anivia does have heavy wave clear, because when Azir uses his Arise to summon a soldier, it's a very stationary thing unless he repositions it with his Q. So it's going to be it's a little bit of a mana sink to keep on repositioning like that, also a cooldown sink, so that's going to be quite an interesting dynamic to come through. And if we look there, Anivia is slightly ahead in the farm wars by couple of CS right now just to start off, but the overall team gold is equal.
Yeah, no,
if we look at the junglers, Elise is going faster. She's in fact just done Raptors while Malphite's still on Raptors, and she is going through to the top lane by the looks of things for an early gang. Malphite on the other hand might be going into mid lane to try to do something onto Anivia, who is by reputation very, very immobile as a mid laner. No, he is instead going down to the golems. Actually, they're not the golems anymore, they're like the Crods or something. But anyway.
You have a look at our bot lane actually here. If you just look at it in CS, Vayne is actually great on CS, and here we actually see a little bit of a gank here on.
Yeah, we've got Cocoon going onto the Gnar. Gnar's in Mega Gnar, so he is very tanky. Jarvan's knockup did miss. Gnar is going to flash. We do going to have First Blood going down to the Elise, who is going to take another tower shot and dodge it with the Repel. Very good use. Jarvan's going to flag drag away, and that's going to be First Blood going away to MaD Kings. However, as you say, Vayne is out farming Caitlyn in the bot lane, which is going to be a very interesting. It is going to help her get to her power spike a lot sooner. Blade of the Ruined King is a cheaper item than Infinity Edge. Blade of the Ruined King being what Vayne wants to build, where Infinity Edge is what Caitlyn wants to get hold of. So that's also going to be very interesting to see how that plays out at the same time. But we do have Elise coming up with the First Blood, putting her with the great early map pressure to put her team in the lead for now.
Yeah, no, I think it was really well played by MaD Kings with Elise coming in for that gank on Gnar. Obviously Gnar going to be falling behind now in CS. There's gold, so at the moment, I do feel that Jarvan should be a little bit better.
Invade from the Malphite coming in against the Elise. I don't think he can actually fight here. If Nami comes, Nami is coming. Elise ran away. Nami with a bit of a YOLO bubble. Here comes the W from Nami, doing a bit of damage, healing up and giving a speed boost. Caitlyn missing the Piltover Peacemaker, Thresh lanterning Malphite out, and that is definitely interesting. Anivia even came down, and it looks like we've got Azir coming in to have a last word, so to speak, but I don't think much is going to happen there. Elise is probably even going to still pick up the Scuttle Crab, which we may see on the minimap. No, she is running away. There's a pink ward in the river there. As you were saying, Jarvan has got a bit of a CS advantage there right now. That is something that can happen if you try to push too quickly. Elise did see the pink ward. And Jarvan's going a bit more damage, where Nara's going a bit more mobility, got his boots and a ruby crystal for a bit of tankiness. Probably going to be going for that black cleaver, which again will be very interesting to see, because I think in the damage wars of top lane, Jarvan's just a little bit better with harassing and all-inning than Nara will be. So interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, no.
There's the Rift Scuttler going down for MaD King. It's a great vision control by Elise right now, and she is going to be making her way down bot. Vayne and Thresh should see Luna Mao's a little out of position. Elise is not coming through. Don't actually know if she's clearing the ward. No, the ward is still there. Luna Meow was a little bit out of position, but they didn't follow up quick enough.
Yeah,
But if we
no.
look at the gold difference, sorry, I'm
No,
hogging
no,
the
go for
microphone,
it.
but if we look at the gold difference, that one time at Bandcamp is actually slowly pulling back that 400 gold from the 600 gold. Sorry, 600 gold from First Blood in their farm. And in fact, it's now only 300, so they're definitely farming a lot better.
Yeah, they most definitely are farming a little bit better. If you have a look at vision, though, at the moment, very little vision by both teams. Generally, you would want to have a little bit more down, especially when you start nearing, your level 6 area, where you're going to want to get, start looking
Great
at when you're going to do...
Caitlyn there.
yeah, no, most definitely. She used her ability there really well to actually just get away from
Sorry, I
the
didn't mean
hook.
to interrupt your train
No,
of
no,
thought,
no,
just
no,
wanted to
no.
point it out. But no, that is a very good point about vision, and it actually came up at the finals, and it is something that you actually have to be aware of. And one of the things about vision is you don't need that much vision if you know where everyone is.
This is
And
also
I know
very true.
that sounds like silly because you don't know where the jungler is. But as I said, Malphite is actually a great gang at level 6, and not so much beforehand. So, is Malphite going to gang me before level 6? Probably not. Do I need to invest heavily in wards and vision and risky wards to worry about a Malphite? No, not really. So you can get away with that, and now it'll be interesting to see if MaD Kings carries on with that lack of warding, because now he's just hit level 6. He's just gone back to pick up the start of his Cinderhulk, and it'll be very interesting to see how it follows up. If we look at Elise, she's actually gone Sorcerer's Shoes into a Skirmisher's Saber, so we'll have to see what happens from there. And this is the wave clear I was speaking about with Anivia. She has gone a Catalyst. Anivia comes online very, very late, depending how you want to roll her. Generally, you go something along the lines of Cat and Tyr, and sometimes even Athene's as well, which I've seen from by Froggen, I think it was, trying to fit Anivia into the meta. And we have another pause coming in.
Very interesting to see what this pause is about. Interesting thing though, our bot lane, even though Vayne has only got 10 CS, more than what Caitlyn does, both of them have not gone back, nor have either of them actually used their potions. Just on that alone, it seems like a very even matchup.
Yeah, no, that is a very good observation. Vayne at this rate can almost go back just for her Blade of the Rune King, which I'm not quite sure what it costs these days. I want to say 3,100 or around there.
I think it's around 2.8, is it not?
I wanted to say 2.9, but I wasn't sure about that. It's 1,400 for the Bilge Water. It's 1,100 for the. No, is it 1,400? It's 1,200 for the Bilge Water. It's 1,100 for the. Whatever the bow is, recurve bow that gives attack speed, and then it's another 800 or 900 for the recipe. So what's that? 3.2.
No, I think it's about 2.8 or 3.2. It's around that area. It's still, quite a hefty price. But I mean, going back for the Bilgewater Cutlass, wouldn't be too bad along with boots. It would be something to consider.
Yeah, no, well, there is that, but I mean, if you're not actually taking harass, you don't have to go back. Why go back? It is, yeah, there we go, it's 3.2. It's 14 for the Bilgewater, 11 for the recurve, and 700 for the recipe. My bad. Just googled that quickly. No, that is a good point. You can go back, but I mean, why give up a good thing? You've got no pressure on bot lane. You've got no one disrupting your farm. You've still got your potions. You've still got your summoners. You'll be fine. If Elise comes in and lands a good cocoon, followed up by a good Nami bubble and ultimate, well, that's a different story, and someone will probably die very quickly. But then the damage won't be coming from Caitlyn anyways. Fresh, Luna Meow going with some very ambitious hooks. Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens here. We've got Anivia with their wave clear. The Catalyst giving us some nice.
We said some
regen
harass
every
there by
level.
the Azir. Some
Yeah,
heavy
but
harass.
harass with a Catalyst up isn't too relevant.
Yeah, I must say the bot lane, like the game is very slow. No teams have either considered the first dragon.
Here we go, we've got another
thing.
gang on top lane. We've got the flag drag coming up. Elise coming in with the repel. She is going to land the cocoon point blank. We've got Jarvan coming in. He should do a cataclysm before the ulti. Nard does dodge the flash as the cataclysm lands, takes the damage, and Jarvan does not drop it quick enough, so he gets away, and he missed the follow-up. I'm going to just check what that's called, but he missed the follow-up. Dragon Strike, yes.
Here we go. We actually see Malphite going in on the bot lane there. Thresh landing the big hook on Caitlyn. Caitlyn in the box. And Luna Meow actually taking the last hit on Caitlyn. So the big gold going there. However, I don't think it's too much of an issue. I think what, Vayne and them will want to do now is definitely consider going for a dragon now that Caitlyn is gone in bot lane. And
We've
then
got
after
Elise
that, go
coming
back.
in there. We've got Elise coming in to maybe do some rest. Nami still has her ultimate and exhaust and flash, which I think was a bit of a misplay. Elise is scaring them off because they realize that she actually has the opportunity to just get the dragon away. We've got a Nivea coming in and keeping the dragon alive. We've got Jarvan who's just TP'd down. In fact, Nars TP is up. He is in top
Yeah, we're
lane.
gonna see an
Jarvan
engage,
coming in,
yeah.
Nami's ultimate going down. Korean Flambunk's very low. Luna Meow is very low. Malphite is going down. Azir came in. He used his ultimate. However, Nara is now TP'd in. He is going to be landed by the bubble. He doesn't look like he's going to do much. He does not have Mega Gnar. Azir is caught in the middle of Anivia's ultimate, and this looks like a great team fight for MaD Kings.
Yeah, no, very well executed there. I do feel that the TP with the Nard coming in and also going into that seemed like a bit of a waste. The fact that Jarvan had already TP'd in and Elise was already there to harass and to start pushing them away, there was no need to continue engaging. I think at that stage it was just better to, stick back, go and push your lanes, get the towers, give up the first dragon. The game is still, by the look of things, very late game, orientated, so there is no need to engage.
This is the time where MaD Kings wants to get stuff to happen. They've got the mid game team. They're not going to be able to survive a 40-minute game against Azir and Vayne and Malphite and Gnar. Those guys become almost unkillable if you don't actually have really good focus and burst. In fact, Malphite, once he lands his ultimate, is almost a case of, hi, I'm just going to stand in the middle of your team and be completely ignored because you actually focus me, my team will kill you. So you have that, and you don't have amazing burst from outside of Anivia out for MaD Kings. So this is exactly where MaD Kings wants to be fighting and wants to be doing things. So they took the dragon, they took the team fight. I agree with you, it was not a great team fight. I'm not quite sure why they all came back in. I think I missed the job, and ultimately we've got Elise coming in, missing the point blank cocoon. Her spiraling is doing some decent damage, however, Jarvis is going to push up the lane, and what's his gold? No, he's just come back. He's going to just push up the lane and put some tower harass down. But yeah, as you can see, Jarvan's gone a Tiamat, I think it is. Yes, Tiamat. Gnar is going for a Phage, and it looks like he wants to be going for a Blade of the Rune King now. He's got the attack speed item, maybe Berserker's Greaves, but that's not too common on Gnar, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll have to see what happens there. Where if we look at Anivia, she looks like she's going to be going for a challenge. We've got Gnar coming in with the flag drag, doing some decent damage to Gnar with his passive. Gnar is going to be hopping out, and not too much to talk about there besides Jarvan just really laying down some good harass with his poke and knock-up combo there. Vayne, on the other hand, has hit 100 CS, does land a knock-up on Nami, but not much is going to be happening there. Anivia's roamed down, she's going to miss the Q. Nami ultimate coming in, hitting the Thresh. Elise came in for the cocoon and raffle, but Vayne just died too quickly. Unstoppable Walls coming in. Shurima's Divide knocking the Nami back. She is going to go down to the Azir. However, Jarvan, while this was happening, actually picked up the Gnar in top. So it was a 1-for-1 in bot lane. Support for AD carry. Definitely a good trade for MaD Kings there. And they picked up the Gnar in top and the tower as well. And I've been talking for a very long time. Sorry.
No.
Talk about it right now.
No, the engage from bot lane, Anivia drifting all the way down, to engage. Really well played there. Caitlyn being able to pick up the kill on Vayne was actually very key because, it's been given a chance, to continue farming without getting harassed or anything else from Vayne. Maybe try and catch up a bit of the CS deficit, which you see now. No, I do feel that, that drift down from Anivia was really well played there. Malphite coming in as well to come and help and assist with Azir getting the kill on Nami. Not the greatest of trade, however, it is a trade. It is gold to your side in any way. So may as well go
In
for
fact, it was a. I'm really surprised at how quickly Vayne went down there. I don't even think she had time to pop her heal. No, her heal's already. I think her heal's on cooldown now. Let me just double check.
No.
Her heal is in fact just coming off cooldown,
She
so it's
did.
really well timed. Gang there. Malphite in fact was coming down for a bit of the counter gang from Elise. Elise was there for the kill. In fact, I don't even think she did anything. Cocoon, I think, just missed because Vayne died. But it was really good map awareness by Malphite to be in position for that, so we can give credit there. Elise is being spotted out there by the wolf smite thing. She's going to rappel to the crab, but that looks like she is going to go down now to the Malphite who flashed and missed. Azir's going to come in, a top of horse coming in, Nar picking up the double buff, and landing the Q onto Jarvan by looks of things. Yes,
Yep.
it did, but Jarvan's actually getting quite tanky there, and I don't recognize this item. Titanic Hydra, yes, okay. So we have the Titanic Hydra, which is a new item for those who aren't entirely sure about it. We've got Jarvan coming in onto the Mega Nar, doing some very, very good harass. If he has Cataclysm, I'd like to see him use it. Nar is going to flash. Really good use of the Dragon Strike there. And Anivia is just clearing the wave again. And this is what I was talking about. Anivia can just drop an ulti and clear the wave. And what's Azir got to do? Well, he has to reposition his soldiers. He has to reposition himself. He has to cast new soldiers, which brings him really close. We've got Jarvan coming in onto the Nar. Nar is quite low. Going to drop the ward, but he's not going to back himself and follow up. Nar is going to stick around, however, and Jarvan could all in him with his ultimate and a flag drag. Nar, in fact, recalling now. Anivia is doing another roam. He's going to catch the Azir, land the Q, land the E, and land the ultimate, and that is a dead Azir. I really would have liked to see a Azir E away from all of that. Maybe it was on cooldown. It's really hard to keep track of everything with just directed camera. And Luna Meow again, just kind of waving the flag, waving the death sentence, not really doing much. We've got a 5-man happening in bot lane. We've got the Jarvan coming around the back. Nars coming in with a TP. We've got the Cataclysm coming down to Vayne, who is instantly popped by Jarvan. And a wonderful disengage bubble by Nami, allowing to get him out. I'd love to see the W to speed him out. No, Luna Meow's death sentencing a creep, which does go down, so good job there. However, we've got some great harass coming down on the last tower. Luna Meow's caught by the bubble. And Malphite is there. His ultimate is up. I don't think they have enough damage follow-up. Nami, Jarvan is low but very tanky. Kate, Elise has been caught by the death sentence. The top of horse comes in. Thresh does get away. Malphite is going down. There was no follow-up from Nar, and Vayne and Azir aren't there yet. It looks like Luna Meow is going down there to the flash. Spider bite by the Elise, who does go down to Nar, who does go down to Anivia.
You know,
That was
very long and extended team fights. Really, nothing being taken away from red team, but there was no reason to, commit any more people by that day at Bandcamp. There was really no need to commit any more people. They know that Mad Kings have got a really strong mid game. They know that this is where they are most strong, but yet they're still committing, and they're just giving up kills. They're giving up gold. They're giving them up. The time that they're down, they're giving up CS, and it's not doing them any favors at all. At the moment, we're looking at it now as a 6k gold lead. If you look at just the matchups, Jarvan has got 10 CS up. He's got 3 kills as well. Anivia has got 6 CS, 2 kills up. 6 assists. Elise, obviously, very slow jungler, but she does have the 5 kills, and that is key. And the only real good
score isn't actually that high because, Malphite's been jungling to try to get 6, Elise has been ganging to get levels. And if you look at the levels, it's 10 to 10, so she's definitely been making her presence felt on the map.
That is also very true. But yeah, if you have a look at Vayne, obviously she's got now the butte, she's got her Blade of the Ruin King. So definitely, she's going to start hitting a little bit of her mid-game, little, damage and everything, but definitely, obviously, she needs to farm up, maybe pick up Infinity Edge a little later on, possibly pick up the Last Whisper as well, because late game, she'll be able to shred anybody if she with enough of the armor penetration that she does have naturally with her, I think it's a Silver Bolts, which is a W passive.
Not that you're wrong, but just to make you a little bit more correct, it's not so much armor pen, it's true damage from her silver.
Yeah, true damage armor pen.
Yeah.
My
Now,
apologies about that.
Azir has dropped his turret in the mid lane. It is kind of holding off the push here. We've got Jarvan coming in onto the Gnar. Gnar's going to hop away, very well timed. Does have the boomerang harass. I would like to see Gnar doing a little bit more there. As we've seen, Gnar's actually gone for Triforce first, which is not a bad pickup, but I mean, you kind of waste the mana. So there is that to consider. But it does kind of help with just his harass and mobility, so it's not too bad. Generally, you've seen Triforce fall out in favor of Black Cleaver. But again, he's not actually contributing too much tankiness here. I mean, if we look at Triforce, it's 300 HP, 250 health. It's not even 300. So it's definitely not the tankiest item he could be doing right now. It does mean that he wants to be more, you know, attacking than he actually wants to be tanking, which is also the problem I had with the Gnar in the finals, funny enough. But maybe I just feel Gnar should be built full tank, and that's about it. We've got the Death Sentence coming in. It's going to land on the bird. Luna Meow's gone in by herself, landed the box. Malphite's coming in for unstoppable force. There is no follow-up. Korean LeBlanc is going down to the Jarvan, who was doing great disengage. Azir is focusing him. Malphite and Thresh both go down to the Anivia. Shurima's Divide whiffing on the repelled Elise. He is going to manage to slow down Azir long enough for Jarvan to come in, and we've got her hunting the Gnar, and I don't know how well it goes for prehistoric Yordles being chased by weird scary spider ladies, but it looks like he is going to get out just in time. He is doing, in fact, some great harass. He is going in. Another repel from the Elise. Nara's gone all in. He does pick up the kill. Jarvan's flag drag is up. A great bubble by Nami. We have the Mega Gnar coming in. Waller coming down in as well. Jarvan was locked under the tower, took a lot of damage, but that Warden's Mail and Titanic Hydra's health, and in fact the Giant Spell as well, all of it just making him so large that a second tower can't even keep him down. Gnar does stop the recall. Jarvan is very low. I don't know if Gnar saw that, but there's something to be aware of. Lunimar is running into a death trap. We've got Nivea and Caitlyn running away from her for some reason. We've got Malphite coming in there. His Unstoppable Force is not up. That blue buff is probably going to Malphite. If he lands the smite, he smited too early, and Nivea picks it up. And I think there was a bit of poor play from Malphite. It's panic smite, but that's something he's just going to have to live with for the next 5 minutes while he waits for his next blue.
Yeah. See, nice thing being on this side of the cast this time is that I can actually go have a look back at the team fight which happened. I don't understand why there was the engage by Thresh here with the death sentence. The reason I say that is because, okay, fine, they were 4, but they didn't catch aware that, you know, there were 4 others. I mean, Luna also went and engaged on her own without the immediate, you know, response by Vayne or Azir that were there. So because of that, there was no real follow-up engage after it. If there was, I do feel that you know, that fight might have been a little bit better. Great job on Jarvan, though, who was actually able to pounce on Vayne, really capitalize and hurt, and take her down eventually with the Cataclysm.
And we've got,
yeah.
talking about jumping on and capitalizing, we've got Dragon Strike onto the Gnar up here. Not much happening, just a friendly trade of blows. Sorry, carry on.
So yeah, with Jarvan being able to jump on, you know, use his flag, just Cataclysm onto Vayne, taking her out, there was no real continuation.
So we have a massive trap being set up here, and
that Vision Ward is going to stop
Bandcamp
it.
is fully aware of it. We've got the hook missing, the death sentence not being that crucial this time. Would have caught Elise out of position quite badly, and there would have been a great follow-up on her. We've got Jarvan coming in again. Nara's hopping away. He is using that hop very well at the moment. But it looks like MaD Kings is setting up for their third Drake, and I don't think there's much they can really do to stop them. Nara's not in a great position. He does seem to be going for Sunfire Cape, which is also, again, not a great tanky item, but more of a, I want to just keep on doing as much damage as I can while have sort of armor stacks. But Malphite and Vayne coming in on top for the job, and who, if he plays right, could probably get a double kill, and we've got the Dragon going down to MaD Kings for their third one. In my opinion, the most important one, because that move speed, it always helps just chasing people down.
Yeah, and if for some really obscure reason you actually need to run away, it is going to help you to get away. Going and looking at gold and everything, we can see that Red Team have now increased their gold by 8k. That is an insane amount, and that is basically justifiable by this team fight that we had, which looks like we might have another one now.
Got a defensive box, not catching anyone. We've got Nara in top lane, just trying to keep Jarvan from pushing. split pushing, which I don't think is actually where Jarvan wants to be right now. The longer you keep someone with Jarvan's playmaking potential away from team fights, you're actually doing well and you're helping your team get to that late game. As you say, it's 9k gold difference or 8.5k gold difference. That is something that one time that Bandcamp has to overcome to come back. But if they do overcome it, if they do get to that 40 and 50 minute mark, all their champions are going to just become a lot harder to deal with. We've got Azir's turret coming in. Just stop the push, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. I do think a good Nami ultimate here will really enable it to engage. We've got Fresh being caught out. There is no follow-up. Jarvan's under the tower and taking full damage. And we've got Elise coming around the back, catching Korea and LeBlanc. The Shurima's Divide catching her out. The tower again, shifting targets. We've got Ace in the hole coming in. Noah blocking that greatly, saving, I think it was Azir. And we've got a 1-for-0 right now, which is great news for that one-time at Bandcamp.
Yeah, no, that definitely. So, the one thing I didn't like, though, by Luna there was that her flay. She actually flayed Jarvan away instead of, while he was taking, full-on damage, not being, he was nearing the border of where he was no longer going to be targeted by the turret. Flay him closer to you.
Yeah.
And so that it just means that there's less chance for him to escape. Nevertheless, the team fight still went their way, so really good job to them.
But also props to Luna Meow. Just two things quick. I see she's already got her Aegis, which is great versus a team with a Nivea, who I see has already built Void Staff, so
yeah,
not as useful. She heavily prioritized the Void Staff. She has also picked up the Themes, which I said might be coming. But the other thing she did was she flayed him away, but then she immediately followed up with Hook and kept him in the tower range. And the other really good thing about that team fight was that Shurima's Divide, which I think is his ultimate is called Emperor's Divide, was really, really well used, locking Elise against the wall, and the tower switched targets onto her, and really, really, the focus on her was really good. And that 9k gold lead has now gone down to 8k, which is good. Nara's taking some damage there, but if you look there, Nara's getting online a bit. I mean, he's got his Ember, I don't even know what that's called anymore. Ember? Balmy Cinder? Nara in fact going in on the Jarvan. We have the repel, we have Mega Gnar going in, great, knocking the Elise Jar of health. Nami's ultimate coming in and Olivia's ultimate coming in. Nara unluckily taken too much. Malphite not blocking the Ace in the hole and going down as well. Sorry, that was not my best fight calling of this evening. Hopefully I do better the next one.
Well.
And Gnar failed flash as well. There was a great Mega Gnar onto the Elise and Jarvan. I'm not quite sure why Jarvan missed that. It looked like he might have just stepped out in time. Elise was very lucky that there was no one following up. She actually went really aggressive there for a little bit too much. So yeah, I said I was going to check this in game. What is it? It is Flash Frost and Frostbite is your E. So it was Flash Frost is the Q. Sorry, my apologies for that confusion. So yeah, we've got Mad King setting up her dragon. They've got almost a 10k gold lead. They did take it all back. Their 4 towers up. They have 3 dragons up. They've probably got a little bit extra gold from the Azir towers. So that's going to be interesting. We have the creeps picking up a tower in the bot lane, and that's pushed the gold from 10 to almost 8 again. So if that one time a Bandcamp picks up some more towers, it's definitely going to be working in their favor.
Yeah, no. If you look at just the towers, for a really long stage until now, 28 minutes in, that one time a Bandcamp have only now just picked up their first tower, which is...
Elise is caught out. She's going to be collapsed on. There's not much you can do here. We have the Death Sentence landing. We've got that Civil Force coming in and the box. We've got the Flash Frost coming in. I think that was a bit too much of an investment by that one time a Bandcamp, but they did pick up the kill. She is sadly died 5 times already, so she probably wasn't worth that much, but it is someone less to worry about with 1 minute to the dragon.
Yeah, that is, possibly you can look at it as some miscommunication there by that one time at Bandcamp, because, you didn't necessarily need the box as well. You could have kept that for possibly a team fight, but, that you can just justify by, Panic being able to take down the Elise. It shows that they're hungry for kills, and, taking away that Elise, minute towards, Dragon, it can actually change a dragon fight. But it'll be very interesting to see what actually happens. We can see Nivea and Nami actually heading back. Maybe getting some items, things heading up towards the next dragon in about 33 seconds.
Yeah, so it's 30 minutes now. This is to me, this is the height of the mid game. Anything from here is actually moving towards late game. In just my opinion, I actually tried to Google it the other night, and there is no firm window where it comes across. But again, to me, this is where Mad King's team composition starts falling off. So it'll be very interesting to see. Nivea is actually a very good late game champion, so there is that. So she won't fall off. But Elise, Nami, Jarvan, and Caitlyn do start not being as useful. Elise landing a cocoon onto the Gnar, who loses almost half his health just from a combo of spells from the jungler alone. So he can thank his little Yordle stars that he was not caught out by the Nami follow-up bubble as well. We do have the dragon coming down, Lunamiao clearing the camp, Gnar losing all his health to the red buff. I do think he should be recalling, picking up home guards and teleporting in. In fact, he does have home guards. Well, at least doing the dragon going down relatively quickly. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. And Topple Force comes in, hits the Elise, misses the smite. Jarvan coming in onto the Azir, Emperor's Divide knocking him back. Nami's ultimate coming in. Malphite's going low. There's no follow-up from that one-time ban cap. Azir's still in the dragon pit. He's doing tons of damage. As Ace in the hole coming in, Azir is still alive. Noah's coming in. He is going to be mega narring people away, but Vayne and Thresh are both on full health and both not fighting here. I don't know quite what went wrong there. There was some massive miscommunication, but Elise is getting away on 100 HP. Jarvan and Anivia were not anywhere close to Vayne. She had free reign to get onto the Caitlyn, to get onto the Nami, and try to do quite a lot of damage, and instead they both ran away. Thresh's box is still up, his Ignite is still up, Azir's Ignite is still up, which is something I said I'd watch out for, and in fact I forgot to do so. We've got Jarvan coming in, missing the flag drag, the Condemned just knocking him up, knocking up his timing a bit, the Flame not doing much, that mid tower is going down, the Inhibitor's going to be following shortly. Malphite is up without Unstoppable Force, I don't know if he's going to be able to do much. The tower does go down, the Flash Frost does hit Thresh and Vayne for what seemed to be half their health, or all close to it, and it looks like Mad King is pinging Baron and they're all on their way to it.
Yeah, no, you've pretty much...
27 and...
And you pretty much just justified exactly what happened in that team fight. Again, it's not much. There seems to be a lot of miscommunication here by the one time at Bandcamp. You can see the scrying orb coming down, actually picking up that they're busy doing Baron, but I don't know if they want to actually engage. They could. I would have gone in for the engage, considering that Jarvan is a little bit low, and Nivea is really low. You know, you still got Vayne, who's got, you know, her static shift and Bork. Along with the boot, she can shred people down pretty much really quickly with the true damage, then the attack speed that's there.
Yeah. Now, this is actually something, this was a very smart decision by Mad King not to fight there. They are 10k's up. We've got Elise coming in with the repel. The follow-up cocoon is not going to land through the creep wave. Jarvan's trying to come. He could flash, flag drag, Cataclysm. No, he's not going to do it. But going back to my point, Mad King is 10k gold up, but 6k of that is in gold on hand. It's not actually items yet, so there are 10k's up, but the other guys have about 3k in hand, so they're effectively 6k up in terms of gold. They do have the levels advantage, they do have that going for them, but other than that, it's not really, you know, items in hand. It's still cash. So that is something to be aware of as well. So if they don't go back and buy soon, I see Jarvan's just go back and spent his 3k, but Caitlyn and Olivia both are running around on a k each. It could just kind of go sideways. We've got Gnar coming in for a cheeky steal on the blue. He does not get it away from Anivia. Gnar flash hops away. Nami's going to try Tide ulti in. No, Anivia's just going to come in, wall him off. Mega Gnar comes in, Wallop comes down. Anivia actually takes quite a lot of damage from Gnar, so he is doing a fair amount, but it's not really enough with no follow-up, and that's one of the primary tanks and primary engages for that one-time event camp, down for the next 30 seconds. Hopefully I used less hands, I wasn't actually paying attention. Now we have Mad Kings going for the Baron, and I don't think there's much that can stop them. Thresh and Vayne are in mid lane, Azir and Malphite are in top, and that Baron is going to go down really, really fast with Anivia and Jarvan, especially with Anivia's recent buff update in the patch where Flash Frost and her, what is the passive called? But her frozen passive? Chilled, in fact, I think it's chilled. Now working on Baron.
Thanks to Rob there for giving us the additional details.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just look at the levels here. We've got 2 characters on Mad Kings who've already got their 3rd skill point in their ultimate, but we've got no one on One Time at Bandcamp who have it yet. Nar is in fact the closest at level 15, and they don't even have another level 15 on there. So it's definitely not looking good for them. It is getting closer and closer to the late game, where gold is less. I mean, what's the difference between 2 items and 1 item is a lot better than the difference between 4 items and 3 items. Flash Frost, as you can see there, is not actually doing much to Malphite there with his passive and the tower's shield. Anivia still has amazing wave clear, but it's becoming less and less relevant as Vayne is now picking up a BF sword. Malphite looks to be completing his Banshee's Veil. Well, almost there. Is a couple of I'm sure he's a couple of hundred. In fact, he can probably go back and buy whatever he's looking for. I'm not quite sure what item path he's going for with that right now.
Yeah.
In fact, he might. No, we've got an Aegis already. I was about to say he might be going for Aegis, but it's not that.
Jordan's
But
going
anyway,
for GA.
Could be
we'll
going
have
for
to see.
GA.
No, well, we'll see what's built up here. I think he might just have 2 half items there. Maybe going for a Warmogs and a Banshee's Veil at the same time. But he can definitely complete a Banshee's Veil, if I'm not mistaken, with his current cash on hand. So we'll have to see what comes out of there. I don't like the setting baits up while you have a Baron. You've got an inhib down. Go siege a lane. Go do something there. But I'm really talking way too much. Sorry for drowning you
They
out,
might be
Penguin.
setting up for Dragon.
Sorry for drowning you out, Penguin, there.
No. That's. I
we've got
actually have
some
to
great
agree
water
with Rob there. They could be going back, spending a little bit of cash they do have on hand, picking up possibly just some enhancements on their boots, continue, exerting their dominance now, getting a few more items on hand, possibly setting up for a dragon that's coming in about 18 seconds.
Yeah, it
but
is the 5th dragon as well, for that matter. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I do think that as I said, at 30 minutes, every minute from here, that One Time at Bandcamp's going to get stronger. And if we look at the team fights, they're not going as much in Mad King's favor. They're still going in Mad King's favor, but now it's at 40 minutes. If an 80 carry lives, especially as an 80 carry with some decent items, if you get an ace and an 80 carry and a tank is up, you can just end the game at about 45 minutes. So there is that window of opportunity, and Vayne is very, very good at taking towers in the late game.
yeah, no, most
Considering
definitely.
as well, they now have Baron and the 5th Drake.
Yeah.
Well, Baron's about to wear off, so that's one of the costs, opportunity costs. People take the 5th Drake, lose the Baron. In fact, it's just worn off now. 5th Drake does help them, does give them massive buffs. It does wear off itself, but at the same time, the mid inhibitor's up now. They can't use Baron empowered minions, so I don't think it's quite worth. In fact, they haven't extended their gold lead. They're still only 13. Elise is missing her cocoons, taking some harass from the Nar is in fact taking some counter harass. Wow. 5th dragon, not to be a joke, not to be messed with.
Yeah, no, that 5th dragon adds a lot of extra bonuses, and it really starts helping, shredding your opponents apart with your abilities, your basic attacks, everything. Your normal Q, the Pultover, Peacemaker, all of a sudden just does so much more damage. All these little things, you just start seeing how much harder you're being hit, even with your current items, if not even better. But as you did say, any minute from here on out, it just starts leaning more and more
Ooh, that was close.
into the favor of that time at Bandcamp. It's just eventually going to start leading to more and more
And
to them.
Silverforce coming in. We've got Shoulders coming in as well. Nami's going very low. Jarvan's come in onto the Azir. Emperor's Divide knocking away. We've got the Azir tower doing lots of damage. Jarvan's going to go down to the Gnar, to the Vayne in fact. We've got Vayne running away now. Lunamia's are up. There are 2 people dead, I stand corrected. Anivia's up and Caitlyn's up, but Elise is up as well, but
Nor
they
actually
pick up
stopping
home
the
guards.
ulti.
Vayne is healing up, Thresh is healing up. Where are the home guards? They don't have them. Vayne is in fact life healing up. She's not healing up. She needs to come back. It's 4-on-3. Nar's going to go down. It looks like he might just live from the passive. His Mega Nar's going to be up. He in fact does have home guards. He can get back into the fight. I do think they could have saved that inhibitor, but that team fight, considering they didn't actually lose much, they didn't lose something they hadn't lost before. I do think that team fight went heavily in that One Time at Bandcamp's favor, and Dragon Buff's about to wear off if it hasn't already. There is that. And yeah, I mean, that was some great disengage from that One Time at Bandcamp there. The Emperor's Divide coming in, knocking that Jarvan away, letting the Vayne take him down. I didn't quite see who got Nami in the end, but again, like, it was just very much chop and change. They went in on the Gnar, and, I mean, he is getting tanky now, and this is what happens. I mean, this is, as you were saying, like, every minute.
Yeah,
Vayne got 2 kills in that fight. By the way,
Vayne
people on
get
Twitch
2.
can't hear me, so just ignore me.
Okay, Vayne got 2 kills in that fight, as we are being told by our technical staff.
Staff assistant, thank you very much for that. But yeah, no, Vayne obviously picking up the double kill in that fight. And this is the time where, if the game does drag out to, this time, this is the time where Vayne can show you what she's capable of. Because her W just stacks so quickly with the attack speed, so she's going to be doing, every third basic attack is just going to be dealing more true damage. She's, by looking of just getting that longsword, she could be possibly building up a Last Whisper, which means that there's just going to be more armor penetration as well to go over and above the fact that with all her true damage from her silver bolts. And the Blade of the Ruin King, if I'm not mistaken, also does actually add it also basic attacks deal 8%, so it's 8% as well.
This is actually going to be the most important team fight of the game. Sorry to cut you short there. There is a ward. They're standing on a ward. They're baiting Baron on a ward from Luna Meow, or from that one time at Bandcamp. So this is amazing. They know it's a bait. They can see the Nami there. She's waiting. Vayne's going to run into the bubble for some reason. No, she's going to give away the ward. Not going to get that True Silver Bolts proc. But now, Mad Kings know. Baron is up right now. And this is going to be the game-deciding fight.
For the next fight, they don't have any attack speed slows for
Caitlyn's soloing Baron and going down to nothing. She is not going to be here for this fight. There's no way she'll be allowed to fight here. If Malphite catches her, I think he can almost solo himself. She looks like she's sticking around here. That was a big misplay from her. She is going back. They see her on no health. They know it's going to be a 4v5. They're going to wait for the recall, know that she runs away. There is no follow-up recall. And what is happening here? We've got Azir clearing the wave mid. He is on hand. But what is actually happening? We've got Nami trying desperately to heal up the Caitlyn and doing a passable job, but she is still very low. Baron has already hit her once and she's taking some damage. They have started Baron. We've got Anibia's Ice Wall coming in there. Nari is stuck. We've got him coming in. He's landing a Mega Gnar. He's knocking Caitlyn down. Caitlyn goes down to Azir. Anivia is out to fight. She's going down to Vayne. She's in egg form. Vayne is picking up the Nami. We've got fun stuff happening in the pit. We've got Malphite coming in. We've got Azir coming in. It looks like it's going to be a full ace. Is he going to pick up the Vayne? No, he's not. The Condemn knocks him away. Jarvan's going to go down to the Azir and the Thresh. Lunamar did not mess up that play. Nar goes down. It was I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like Nar was going to be all by himself in that fight. And next thing you know, he's he's hopping into the fight, Baron pit, jumping over people, knocking on their heads, going, "Hey guys, remember me? I'm just going to knock you all back into my team. Forget the stun. I'm just going to Mega Gnar you into everyone." Caitlyn say hi to my friend Vayne and Malphite and Azir, and she just instantly popped. As I said, she was very low to begin with, and she just went down so quickly. Nami was next, if I'm not mistaken. Elise and Anivia somehow lost 90% of health, tried to flap away. It was ineffective. No chicken escape for that one. Vayne tumbled over. They knocked the egg down. Straight away focused on the Nami. Cleaned up the Nami, cleaned up the Anivia. Jarvan tried to save the Anivia. However, Vayne managed to tumble away and land the Condemn as well, keeping him down, allowing the Thresh and the Azir to clean up that fight, and that was just so hectic. Now we've got the first Dragon coming up for that one time at Bandcamp, and Baron, and this is their time. This is the late game, and it's that 13k gold lead is now only 6, and 6k at this time is nothing.
Yeah, most definitely so. You should definitely have some water on hand there. Arachne. Yeah, no, but as you know, this is where the late game comp of that one time at Bandcamp starts showing. You saw that team fight. Yes, okay, there were 10k gold behind. So yes, that's possibly that's a good couple of, that's maybe 3 items, if you're just looking at it in the grand scheme of things. But yet again, just showing that the team combat they have, they pulled out an ace, if I was not mistaken.
We've got the Elise Cocoon going onto the Malphite. Malphite is about to land our top of a force. We've got the Cataclysm going down, Emperor's Divide knocking him back. We've got Jalvin very low. Anivia has gone down, no passive there. Thresh is trying to keep someone back, however, Nami is going to go down to the Flash. No to Malphite, yes he is. Elisa is very low. Caitlyn died as well. Vayne went down, so I don't think they can counter push here right now. Elisa is getting away. Nara is hunting down the Jarvan, and if he lands some physical damage, he might be able to get the phase passive. A little bit late there. He can't push past that tower onto the Jarvan. Jarvan is very low. But yeah, that was such a hectic team fight. Jarvan's Cataclysm coming in, and Jarvan straight away being told no by the Emperor. The Emperor himself saying no thank you. He is going to go down for free to the Gnar. I'm not quite sure where he went in there. That Gnar's passive just so good. Hyper, if I'm not mistaken. And Elise is now going to try do some damage to the Azir, but it's also not going to do too well, and that's going to be the ace.
There
Now
was
you've got the Azir
no
and
reason
the Gnar.
for Elise to go in on the team fight. 4 versus 1, no matter who you are.
About her mid-game spike, you know, I can do damage. I'm got great items, and she does have great items. But if you look at Azir doesn't actually have any armor magic pen yet. He's gone, for some reason, very tanky. He's got Rylai's, he's got Abyssal Scepter. He's got cooldown boots even, so his spells are going to be up really quickly. In fact, he's got over cooldown. In fact, I think he's got 55% there, 35,
Yeah,
45%
however,
at
you
least,
must also
just off
his
his
attack
items.
speed. His attack speed for his
That doesn't
Arise.
scale anymore.
There's a no longer scale.
No, they changed it a couple of patches ago.
Wow, it shows you how much I read of the patch notes. But yeah,
Yeah, Azir's passive no longer scales, attack speed no longer scales with cooldown reduction, scales off his Arise level, if I'm not mistaken, his E. We've got Malphite standing next to a ward. No, it is going to go down. If we look at the towers now, it's 6 towers to 7. Look at the goal difference, it's only 3. And this is why I said, you know, you've got Baron. Do the base, kill the inhibitors, split push, use that advantage. No, they went back, they took the jungle camps, they took the 5th Drake, they lost that massive AoE, which minion buff, which is what they really needed, and you can see it coming back here to bite them in the behinds a little bit, especially when they're trying to run away. Gnar and Vayne are definitely there, being annoying.
yeah. I mean, if me specifically, because I enjoy the bot lane so much, you know, if you just look at bot lane now, Vayne has got, you know, another BF sword. She has got the Lost Whisper, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, as well as Blade of the Rune King. Right now, she can pretty much take on everyone other than Jarvan on a 1v1 right now, and would probably come out on top incredibly easy. She's going to shred people apart. If you look at Caitlyn, she's still got a lot of damage. It looks like she might be building up the Bloodthirster, most definitely. So again, she can also do damage, but she's not going to be nearly as strong as
Here we
Vayne
go, we've
right
got
now.
Jarvan catching the Azir out. I want to see the Cataclysm, he's just used it. No, Emperor's Divide knocks him away. The Cataclysm was a bit late, Nivea was a little bit late. And Top of Horse comes in on Nivea alone. Thresh has come around, landed a beautiful box, gets 2 of them, the Jarvan and the Nami. Gnar is trying to go into Caitlyn, however, Nivea is going to go down into egg Nivea and die follow up. Nami's out of position, is going to be condemned into the wall. She is going to down. Gnar is ignoring her, running onto the Caitlyn. Jarvan's going to flag drag away. The wonderful cocoon from Elisa is going to do lots of damage to Gnar, who does not have much magic resist. However, what's the follow-up? You just lost 2 people from a Jarvan who was a little bit too slow on landing the Cataclysm. I'm not actually sure where he landed. I see it's on off cooldown.
I think it was still off cooldown on the
But yeah,
previous
we've got
fight, maybe.
Dragon up in a minute 30. We've got Baron up in a minute 30. I think this, as I said, that was a game-defining fight. The last Baron fight. This one.
At least he's still
could
fighting with Thresh down
actually
the bottom lane.
keep people in the game. Elisa's down at the bottom, being annoying to Thresh. She could probably solo him if he's not careful. She's not careful. So Linumau, in fact, is a girl, and Thresh is he. So I didn't mess up too badly there. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. I'd like to see more home guards on the teams, but if I look there, everyone but Nami has them on MaD Kings, and I think everyone but Thresh has them, and Vayne I see on that one-time band camp. We do have the heavy push coming in along the top. I do think they should be setting up for Baron right now. Not that they need it, but you know, just make it a sure thing. But at least coming in there, Gnar with the Banshee's Veil is going to land his hyper onto the Elise, who's going to clear off the wave.
There's still no Frozen Heart on the MaD Kings against the Vayne.
We've got a
No Frozen Heart.
so yeah, we've got a lovely bubble coming down from the Gnar. Is catching up the Nivea wall. Gnar is going down. Gnar is down. That is one of their primary engagers, one of their primary tanks. Unstoppable Force is not up, and Baron's up in 10 seconds. This is a costly fight. We've got Jarvan coming in there. His Cataclysm is not going through. I'd love to see a flash Cataclysm. We've got Ace in the hole almost killing the Nivea. We've got the Cataclysm going down. We've got a Zir going down. And as I was talking about overextending, we've got Cataclysm, Jarvan coming down on low half health. Malphite is low there. Thresh is coming in, lands a good box. Vayne is still alive. She could pick up the job, and no, Flash Frost is going to pick him down, land the stun, Thresh alone, and this is going to be the match right now. That one time at Bandcamp tried so hard, they came so far, and in the end it didn't really matter. They did not, they overextended in the top lane. That Gnar tower dive was caught up by the ice wall, and this is, to be honest, going to be the game after a great comeback from that one time at Bandcamp. But it was not meant to be. That brief moment of resurgence really indeed was just that one time.
Yeah, I do think that, you know, that team fight was really well orchestrated by MaD Kings. It was really well done by them, you know, to even, you know, be able to keep people like Vayne out of that fight. They were able to eliminate their prime engager, which was Gnar, and that, you know, allowed them to come down, pick up, you know, that last inhibitor, and just push for the win. Death time is on far
This
too
means
long.
MaD Kings is 3rd place and Bandcamp is 4th.
Yep. So
That
yes,
is
this
it.
means that MaD Kings have secured 3rd place in the Mad Hatters Futterwacken tournament, and they are going to get some RP for that. In fact, I think 4th place gets some
It's
RP
only
as well,
4
right?
RP wins.
Points. And that 4th place goes to that one time at Bandcamp. And as I said, I would spoil the finals right now, so if you haven't watched that, head across to the Mad Hatters YouTube channel and watch Reversal Crit take on Enemy Killing Spree. It was casted by myself and Luna Meow, Luna Meow being the Thresh support here. That was played on Friday, and the winner was Reversal Crit, playing, funny enough, a mid-game comp versus a late-game comp, and again picking up the win, this time in fact 13 minutes. So if you are still going to go watch that, it was somewhat entertaining. It was, I think there was some very interesting plays and movements happening across there, but it was a
User
30-minute
joined your
win by
channel.
Reversal Crit. I am going to be off now, but I just want to thank our technical staff, Rob the Bob. I always
That
get the
guy.
song. Rob the Bob, there we go,
That
Rob
guy.
the Bob. Who, thank you very much for streaming. He has mirrored this to Twitch, and I would like to thank Mad Penguin as well for
User joined your channel.
joining me on the cast, and hopefully
User
forgiving
joined
me
your
for
channel.
talking too much. And do you guys want to say anything?
No, just thanks to everybody that tuned in to the Twitch chat. These videos will be available on YouTube
User
as
joined
well.
your channel.
So what you can do to everybody that's watching and all, when you follow the Facebook page for Mad Hatters, you'll find it there. So yeah, and really well played by both teams. I think that's all from my side. Just a whole bunch of chat, people coming into TeamSpeak channels, and messages flowing through.
Oh yes,
All the
That
specs.
was crew name here. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to be off, and I will leave everyone else to close up. Sorry, I'm actually off to go have supper.
Enjoy that, Arachne. Alright, there's nothing else.
User disconnected
Thanks
from
very
your
much to
channel.
our sponsors, as well as to Mad Hatters for actually running this tournament. You know, it's always great when a community, when there's a group of people that can give back to a community in some way or another, and they were able to organize some really nice sponsors, as well as the them actually doing all the admin for this tournament. And to them, thank you very much. To Rob, thank you very much for actually casting this, or streaming it directly to your Twitch channel. It's really much appreciated. And
Be sure to tell them to check out our main site.
yeah, there we go. And then yes, the Twitch channel, obviously it's crew name here. Everybody go follow, like, Mad Hatches on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Go search them up there, follow. You'll find all the VODs listed there, along with any other news of tournaments, upcoming tournaments, any news of the clan. They will all be posted there. Otherwise, to everybody, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. We can go offline.
We're off.
We're offline.
Yeah, we're offline.
Fantastic.
That went well.